Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on a video. Last time we were in the city, we built up the forestry industry, expanded Dunn, and I think it turned out pretty well. We're getting there with the forestry industry. Just before I started recording, we actually hit level 3 with the forestry industry. So maybe today we will be able to add in those buildings that we got for level 3, but we're actually already looking good for level 4. So all good there. And hey, look at that. Right on the left of the map is the forestry industry, or sorry, left of the screen. What's in store for today's episode? Well, we're going to be sticking out in Dunn. We're going to be looking at kind of the more modern expansion of this old town. And I'll be kind of focusing on a bit of a transit hub that we've already kind of started. And we'll be adding in some Plazas and Promenades DLC stuff, which is very exciting. And yes, so that is what we're going to be starting off with. And once we do that, we'll get a high school going and start potentially getting some transit-oriented development in and around there. So with this fantastic shot of the downtown, we'll leave it there. And here we are in Dunn. So yeah, we got Dunn, the old town up in here. We got Dale's Christmas tree farm over here. We got the Dunn forestry industry out over on this side. And there's so much more I want to do with Dunn, but I think the next step in this process is to be able to develop this area down in here. So down in here, we're going to have a bit of a transit hub. We already have a metro coming out this way, which is actually the train station from the Trains content creator pack that I've converted into being a metro station. So we're actually going to do something interesting here. So I'm going to leave the station, but I'm going to bring in rail, not metro. We're going to be bringing in a commuter rail system. We're going to start this today, and down the road, it will, become something a bit bigger. So I'm going to do that today. We're going to get a bus network in here because right now we just have one bus kind of running a line into Dunn from here. And then we'll be looking at a high school in this area. I'm looking to get the transit-oriented development in and around here, but there's so much space in this kind of zone that I think it'll probably be another episode before we get too deep into that. Yeah, okay, so let's get started on this. So the first thing I want to do is bring in the rail. I think that's going to be a really big, our main establishment of Dunn Station. We're going to use the new train station from the DLC that came out, which is this one. Because this is probably going to be the only opportunity that we have to use this station, particularly in this map. Now, why are we going to use this station? Because it is elevated. We're on the ground here. Well, we actually sink downwards over onto this side, and I think we can keep the grade the same from about right here where the train station is right now into Dunn slightly. I'm not going to bring this too far into Dunn, mainly because it'd be really expensive to maintain an elevated rail. And yeah, I think this will be good. So let's try to find an angle that we want. So I think I need to rotate it slightly. And I believe we'll get kind of a bit of a junction between these 2 points here. And we'll run the road kind of off of that. Now why this road here? Well, this road kind of turns and becomes what's going to be a pretty major avenue. But this is also a pretty major thoroughfare for this part of Dunn. Cars can come in through here to get down here. Cars can come all the way from this provincial highway. So getting it off of this road here, an entry point into this train station would be good. Also the main line here, and particularly because I don't think I'll be able to get a road from this road down particularly well into the train station. So I think that we have a good opportunity to use kind of this point here. We could use this main junction here. I don't think that'd be the worst idea in the world. Let's check the topography. Yeah, I think this might work. Having an intersection already here is actually pretty helpful because then we don't crowd this one. So let's try this, and we'll come off pretty much. Now I suspect a lot of the transit's going to be coming from this side over here, so having it on a bit of an angle might not be the worst thing in the world. Perhaps something like that. Oh, did not mean to use that road. We just need a basic road. Nothing fancy. Something like that. And then we'll rework this node Square it off. Open this side up. And I'm not worried about access from this part because we're going to get that access point from another side. So not exactly the cleanest of road junctions, but I think this is probably going to be the best bet for us. We could redo this whole node, actually. I think that's probably best. Roundabout could be good here too, but I'm not particularly keen on this road. This road really serves no purpose except for being a bit of a legacy road. So a roundabout could work, and I think that's probably the smoothest option here. So let's just connect these up. Okay, so I'm just going to upgrade these little portions here into just being a really simple 2-lane roundabout. And so what I did is kind of made this bit of a one-way system. So we're going to need to change this node up. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. So let's just fix that really quickly. There we go. So that's fine. So we're just going to go into the node controller and we're just going to open this side up and this side as well. All right, so pretty much what we have going on here is probably nothing that particularly is the cleanest of looking roundabouts, but it gets the job done, and I think it's better than the alternative that we had. This one, for example, we just need to do a bit of lane work here. So this one's gonna go there, and then this one, we're gonna be able to do that, and then you need to be in this lane. Well, that would do it, wouldn't it? You know, always make sure you're using one-way streets when building a roundabout. So that's pretty funny. Okay, so let's set this up now. There we go. Okay, so now let's connect up here with a road over on this side. And we just need a basic road, no parking. And let's just connect at a nice clean 90-degree angle. I think that would probably be best. Just like that. There we go. And since we are on a bit of a hill here now we need to, you know, work that into how we're going to place the train station down. So I want the train coming in on a bit of an angle here. So that means I need the road for this access point kind of coming off at a bit of an angle this way. So if we have this kind of road out like so, and then we get it to the same height, we're already digging into the hill now, so we got to be paying attention to that. Now we can get the train station on kind of an angle like this. Let's turn off anarchy to see if we can get it to fit. I don't think so, so we'll have to work it in this way. Now, I think I want parking in this area for the train station, but I also want the pedestrian roads to begin around here as well. So we could put it on this way. Actually, let's do a bit more work on this. There we go. So the idea here is that this is going to be a center point for the next transit or for a transit hub. So we're gonna have it between here and here. We'll have the buses on this side in between them all, and then we'll make this whole area a pedestrian zone in which we can have some shopping and some high density residential. And I think this is a good little start here. I think that's pretty cool. Now let's connect up the rail. So let's get our guidelines back on here. There we go, we're elevated. And we need to curve it so that we have a nice clean connection point. So I think we need to do that. There we go. And we'll bring it down so that it connects just before this one. So we'll place that down. I actually want to get it a bit closer. So we'll get it to the same height as that. We'll move it right over beside each other. I'll rework the angles here. .6%. Now that is probably steeper than it should be. However, I think it's gonna be okay for this. We're kind of fitting this in a tight spot here. Let's just upgrade these pieces here. See if it actually works better as an elevated portion. Yeah, okay, so we do have a bit of a train issue here. So, oh, it just disappeared. Hopefully that will fix things. Nice, it did. And I think we'll actually be able to lower this one a bit. So that would help out with the angles a little bit. So let's redo the slope. Yeah, you know what? I think it's gonna be fine. So now we can get a train line going in. This is the first one in the whole city. So we're just gonna get one for now. It's gonna go right from here, right to the downtown core, into the train station, Central Station, and back out, all the way back. And this is just gonna act as a bit of an express line. I actually think we can get a second one, so let's do that. Fantastic. So this is just going to act as the express metros pretty much into this whole area. So that is a-okay with me. Now let's just smooth out the terrain and we'll be able to work on the pedestrian zone. Okay, so sorry, just checking out that roundabout. I think it's going to be okay. I hope that traffic will be able to flow through here pretty well, but we'll see if it actually does work out. Let's just realign this actually, the same height as that, to go with the theme of this road that was kind of broken up by the metro being added in here. And we can see these first trains in here too, so not many people are going to use them for now, but let's put them down to 2, both of them. So that's train line 2. Let's see if this one is train line 1. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so pedestrian zone. So let's get a pedestrian zone in here, and it's just going to be right kind of in between these train tracks. It's not going to be very big, but I think it's just going to be enough for us to get some shopping in and add a cool little vibe to it. So this is going to be Elizabeth Boulevard. That actually works because there is a town that's been suggested to be named after the late Queen. So we can call this Elizabeth Station. Why not? Plaza. Elizabeth Station Plaza. So maybe this is called Dunn Station. This is Elizabeth Station or something like that. But the whole area will be called Elizabeth Station, and we'll develop that town somewhere in between Dunn and the downtown. So let's look at how this is going to work, because I want to bring a bus into here, and we'll have the bus line kind of connect in between these two roads. And the pedestrian roads will be kind of in between the two, in and around. So we have this one coming through here that's a car-centric road, but why don't we change that to being the pedestrian road with a bus lane going through it? I think that would go well. We'll go with the bluestone ones. Or let's go with the cobblestone, why not? So we'll do that. And then right on the other side here, we can have a bit of a parking lot, because I'm sure that we'll have some people kind of commuting in here. Do something like that, so buses can come in on both sides, and then we'll have a bit of a station at some point in here. Not sure how that's going to work yet, so let's look into this. This is what I was hoping for in here. But then the buses have to cross over the yeah, over the pedestrian zone, which is not what I'm looking for. So I'm wondering if maybe we can get this to work. I mean, I guess they'll have to at any point cross over, like onto the street, for example. So at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. But if we have it at a bit more of a corner point like this, maybe that'll work. We can back it up as far as we can so that the concrete is still there. Maybe this would look a little bit nicer. Yeah, I think that works. And then the access point for those buses will come right out of this point here. Okay, so let's get that parking lot in. All right, very good. So we got that in place. I'm just gonna leave the streets as is. I think it'll be fine for what we're kind of looking for. All right, so right in the middle here, let's, oh, we need an access point, a service point. And you know what? There's no better service point possibility than on this old kind of road right here. So let's smooth this all out. Let's get the service point right on here. Let's actually level this point right to about here. That works out great. And then let's get the service point for the pedestrian services area. So where exactly is that? I think that's going to be in the parks area. Yes, it is. And we have the cargo service point, which is pretty great. We also have the, a large pedestrian area service point. This is something that we must have unlocked recently with the other one, because this is the small pedestrian area service point. So let's go with the large one. And I don't think we're going to need the cargo just yet, at least. So let's place this one down right here. Nice, we're all in the flat land still. That's fantastic. And then we can make this a bit more of a warehousey type area as well. We can, you know, turn off zoning through there, and on this road we don't need zoning, and we can kind of zone up this whole area with some warehouses and stuff if we need. I can even scoot this over a bit closer to the rail or a bit farther away should we need to down the line. And now it looks like it's actually a different pedestrian service area, so let's just clean that up a little bit. All right, very good. And hopefully that gives us the garbage service point that we need, and we'll need to bring water down in here as well. Okay, very good. So we got buses, which I guess we can move the bus stop that we have into here. So it looks like it's using the road as the entry point, but it's not something I'm particularly keen on. So let's just try and move this over. Yeah, that's a better kind of entry and exit point here. So hopefully that works. Look at that there. And then people can walk to the train station should they need to. It's a bit farther away, but I think having it closer to the metro works out great. Okay, so now let's get a couple of roads here for the pedestrian zone. And we'll start off with going back to the pedestrian zone here. We're using the cobblestone paths. We don't need any of the large ones, so we'll just go with the cobblestone with trees. And yeah, I think this is going to be the best one for us. So I want to get a path right in the middle here. And we'll come right down like so. Why not? That works. And then let's get another one running off of this road here. Just like that. That works great. And then can we connect these two? We can. Okay, so what if I turn zoning off of the roads now? Hopefully that will allow for buildings to get built up in these middle parts. Nice, yeah, that does. Okay, so we can put a plaza in there. Okay, very cool. And then we can continue this kind of theme right across into here. So why don't I actually look at building a pedestrian road that runs parallel to the metro tracks? Okay, I think I like how this is looking. So right in here, let's get. Ooh, you know what? I think we need to just redo some of this. Yeah, and right there. So let's get a new kind of district in here. So we got the Elizabeth Station Plaza, and policies. Let's get some street music going. Why not? We'll deliver everything, so we'll help kind of level up our zone here. And let's add a district over top of this. And we'll just kind of roughly do it for now. And this will be Elizabeth Station. Okay, fantastic. And we need to add policies and whatnot into here. So first things first, I want to put a high-rise ban on. Definitely don't want high rises in this area. We'll get recycling, why not? And I think everything else is probably good to go. But let's get some district policies in here. So I want wall-to-wall commercial. Why not? I was thinking about maybe getting leisure out here, but I think it's going to be a little bit better if it's those style of buildings. And we'll do the offices as well in case we want offices. But for residential, I want the self-sufficient buildings. So let's get some of the residential in here. Now, I think that's going to be a bit too close to the station, but I think that's also kind of what I'm looking for. Maybe just right like that. Yeah, that could work. I could remove that right there. We can sneak a path behind the station and whatnot. Okay, so that's definitely where I want some residential. And then right in here, let's get some commercial. Let's go high density because I don't think it really matters. And then all throughout here, I think we can get some commercial zone right through there. Let's turn off zoning off of this street and this street again. And then let's get a majority of the residential in here. I think that'll work. I know it's close to the metro line, but I think people living here would kind of understand that at least. And then like that's kind of what the intention is. You know, you're living close to the metro, you're living close to all the transit options here as well. I think maybe we can get like a bit of office, right? Maybe right in here we can switch the two. I don't think it particularly would matter. So we'll let this all come in. I think I'm going to need to change this to vanilla for it to work. Yeah, there we go. All right, very good. So let's get some of the plazas in here, which are over in here. And we have the small fountain plaza. I think this one would work in this area. So that would work. The food truck one would also kind of work in this area. I mean, it would make sense to have some food trucks in and around here, so I kind of like that idea. The large fountain plaza doesn't fit. This one does fit. It's the flower plaza. And then the unique buildings. We don't have any of them unlocked yet as well. But I'm sure that we will shortly get some of the other ones. Okay, so let's get that food truck plaza. I think that's probably the one that's most fitting for this area, so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to flip it around so that it comes off of this main street here. I could actually square it in between them all. No, I think it's best if we center it right off of the plaza like so. Yeah, very good. And then there are some network tiles that I might be able to fit into here, but I'm not sure if there's the cobblestone, the same one that I'm looking for. Yeah, because if I could continue that, that would be great. But we can't. So let's do a bit of concrete, and then we'll get some trees in here as well. Okay, so I added more concrete than was needed because I wanted to take it out when I wanted it. So right in here, I think that's probably a good spot to get some trees here. So let's actually use the BOB mod really quickly, and let's change the tree to the chestnut tree. There we go. That's good. And then we can continue that work with this tree. And we can hide some of the cracks of the concrete with it. Yeah, very good. And then with the concrete extensions, we can add some fun, lively things like some planters. And that is in the Parks DLC. And then with these buildings coming in, it definitely gives me the impression that this is like a newer area, right? Obviously, it's they're pretty modern buildings in here, but I think this is kind of giving me the vibe that I'm looking for. Especially this one. That one's really cool. Those are the offices. Okay, interesting. People are using the train stations too. All right, so when I'm going through the residential zones, I'm deleting anyone that has parking in it. Then we're going to save all the ones that don't have parking, because that's exactly what I'm looking for in this area. So as we go through it, I'll just let them all kind of come in, and as I see them getting built up, and if they have parking, I'll remove them. If they don't have parking, then I'll keep them. So that's something that we'll do. And then let's get some more commercial right through here, or residential. All right, very good. So we're still waiting on some of this. I wonder if I can remove that and change up to something like this. See if that gives different types of buildings as well. That would be pretty neat. Okay, so lots of parking. I think we're going to struggle to get buildings without parking. All right, so let's get some trees in the mix through here. This is a great, clean kind of split. Oh, I didn't think that was part of the buildings. Whoopsies. Okay, this is going to give us some good height here. So I'm just going to let this all come in, and let's look at this area here. So this is a unique area. you know, it's the buses, right? So the buses are going to be through here, so I don't want too much going on. I was thinking maybe we could remove some of the concrete. Whoa. Right along this side here. All right, yeah, I like how this is turning out so far. It's looking pretty nice. It's a good height, that's for sure. Oh, garbage. Okay, so maybe we can add in some garbage into this area. So why don't we do this, and then with this kind of industrial zone, we can add in some garbage collection. So this is slightly too big, so let's plop this down in a spot that I know I can fit. And we'll just move it around until we remove that fence, and then we can do this. And back this up a little bit. No, it's not gonna work. I think we're gonna need to flip them. So we can bring this one right in underneath the station here, or underneath the rail. No, I can't exactly get it underneath. It doesn't fit properly. But maybe if we do this, it'll work. No, we're underneath the metro now. Okay, so I'm just gonna need to find a new spot for this. Or we can change the garbage type, and we can put this back to where we had it before, just somewhere over here, before this got too close. And then we can just add like a recycling plant right beside it, and I think that would give kind of the same vibe that we were looking for in the first place. And hopefully that all helps out. Okay, so let's continue kind of cleaning things up. Oh, we're getting more of these buildings. More parking. See, this one, for example, doesn't have any parking, and that's fantastic. Same with this one. Oh, this one has parking. All right, so just adding those trees in there really helps out a lot. Gives some nice vibes going on. We're still waiting on some commercial for that area. That's a bit strange that there's not a commercial growing up right there. But let's continue kind of building out this way over on this side. So again, we have the straightest road of this whole area pretty much right in here. And I think this would be a great opportunity to connect up another pedestrian road. So let's do that. I think a pedestrian road would work in this case. So let's go with the cobblestone with the tree. All right, we'll see how that comes in. And this area has turned out pretty nicely. Good little transit hub here. The trains are coming in really smoothly along this track here as well, which is really nice. Looks like there's a bit of clipping here with this one. So let's just switch this out to a ground level piece again. Yeah, that works out a lot better. And I'll definitely work on these angles a little bit better off camera. Whoa, that was pretty jumpy. But yeah, I think this looks pretty nice. All right, so now that we got this in place, one thing that this whole area needs, Elizabeth Station, Dunn, is we need a high school out over here. And this is I'm just gonna end the video with the high school build because this turned out pretty nicely. Pretty pleased with it. Except for all the parking. Gosh darn. Oh, we need services out this way too. So that's something we'll need to work on as well. We can probably get the fire station, like a newer fire station. I was hoping we could squeeze it in there. It doesn't look like we can. So we could, uh-oh. Well, we're losing a building. The fire stations are all in Dunn. So we'll have to work on finding out a spot for these in the future. So I think just for now, I'll try to squeeze it in right here. We'll see if that actually is okay. It looks fine. So hopefully we can get some fire trucks out over here before the whole new neighborhood burns down. And speaking of this little block right here, this is screaming to me to be filled in with concrete. Okay. Anyway, so high school, holy cow. So I'm gonna build this on a plateau here. So let's choose a nice little spot. So I think right in here, somewhere in this zone is probably the best spot for the high school. So let's try and level it out. We'll choose a topography point right about there. And we'll level this whole area out. So we'll have the access come right out of here into the parking lot, and it's gonna run all the way over into here, wherever we have level ground. So right there. So that'll be kind of the access road into the high school. This will also allow us to kind of get some terracing going, which is gonna be really unique. And then right in this area, because it's not that much, I think we can level it all out. Not all of it, but enough to get that kind of main road through. And let's do that now. So let's go with freeform. Let's turn on topography. So right here is where I need that road. So we'll come out at a 90-degree angle on this road. Nice. And then we will swing it out this way. Come all the way closer to the edge of this. So this is going to be the main high school campus out over here. Nice. And then let's get the next entry point right into here. So 4 units. And then let's get a nice clean curve into this area. So we'll delete those 2. And we'll come out 4 units again. Have a nice sharp kind of curve like that. And then with the rest of it, we can have a nice simple connection right up like that. So sharp curve right into here, more curviness. It's kind of a bit of a cut through. So I'm worried about cars using the high school as a kind of a way to bypass this area here. So what I'm gonna do is actually, I think we're gonna leave it as that possibility, but let's slow down the speed limit through here to like 30. So hopefully cars don't use it, and then we'll make sure that the speed limits on this road are faster. All right, so hopefully not a lot of cars bypass this area or use it as a bypass, but yeah, you know what? I think I like the look of this a lot. Okay, so the high school can be right off of this road, or we can get it on a bit of a secondary kind of access point. That might be the better option for us. So we'll go with a 1 unit road for this though, and we'll have it kind of right here, straight, kind of connecting like that. Yeah, that works. I'll work on the nodes. Okay, very good. And then let's get the high school in. So let's go into here, high school, just like this. And I want the large one. That was the purpose of this. And we'll have the main entry point over on right in the middle. I think that kind of works. Just like that. And then we'll get a nice big parking lot beside it. But I really wanted to kind of create this terrace because I think it would be really cool to get some sports fields out this way. So we'll have the main parking through there, and then let's get some sports fields. So we have some sports fields available to us. We have a baseball diamond and a soccer field. I want to get both of them in. So this one has a bit of a stadium kind of vibe to it. I thought I had another soccer stadium as well. This one has less kind of grandstands, and I think that's kind of what I'm looking for a bit more. So I think we might need to build a bit of a road. So let's place this building down just to get it in here. Oh wow, it's got like a whole... Interesting. That's the same one, and this is the other one. So I guess it depends on what I'm kind of looking for here, and I think I'm looking for something like this one, actually. So let's do that. And let's get the baseball diamond in as well. Okay, so now let's maneuver them around a little bit. So the soccer, I could see us getting the soccer out over here. All right, and then with this one over here, let's maneuver this one into place, and we'll have this one on the other side. Kind of something, it has parking, I think that's fine. But I wonder if we can maneuver it to be something like this. We need a road access point. I think we can fix it though, so that the road access point will work out. All right, so let's just get a dirt road. Turn off our guidelines. This is where we need the road, right here. Just do that. I think the dirt road works pretty nicely in this case. And we need water, of course, for everything probably. Okay, very good. So now we can kind of fill in the gaps here with some fun things. So like right in here, we have a cool little pathway kind of leading through here, so we can kind of lean into that a bit. We can get some more sports items through here. Like we have some basketball courts, that could be nice. Yeah, let's get the basketball courts in here. Okay, so now let's get some pathways around here, and we'll fill in the gaps with some trees and whatnot, and then, well, I think we'll call this episode a success. We'll run a school bus through the whole lot. So let's actually start off with the school bus, since I'm remembering that right now. Okay, so let's get the school bus to stop right there, and it's going to run all the way up through Dunn, and I guess the school bus can stop over here. And it will run like that. And school buses, we're talking about the school bus lines. It doesn't need to be exact science with the buses, even though it will work like it'll work properly like that. But let's see. So we could probably swing up here, and then we can get a stop over here, I guess. Why not? And then I guess students from this area can walk over across the way, and then we can connect up down into here. And let's actually remove that. Let's bring that stop into here. We'll come down this way, and we'll flow all the way down into here, where we'll duck into this neighborhood. We'll have the one bus stop into here, and we'll connect right back. So that'll be the school bus. I'll change it in a few moments. Let's actually just do it right now. Bus line 50, school bus. And it'll be called Dunn High School, and it'll need to be yellow. There we go. So with that, let's just detail this area up. All right, so there we go. So that's pretty cool with me. I like how it's kind of all in the forest and everything. That's kind of the vibe I was going for. A bit more of like a rural school. And I think a lot of people would kind of walk to here. And I think we need a direct route for people walking from this side of town to you know, over here. So I think what we can do is we can get a pedestrian road right up from this corner here. So we'll go with just the basic cobblestone path, nothing fancy at all. And we will start off with a straight piece coming out 4 units, just like that. And then we'll kind of curve it. I was thinking maybe we could try and get it to connect up into here. So let's see if we can do that. Let's actually make sure that we have a straight connection out of here. And interesting selection there for the curve, but I think that's okay. And then we'll just connect up something simple like that. I think we're going to need to remove these trees because I think I had problem tree anarchy on when I was doing this. There we go. So something simple like that just to get people to walk up to this neighborhood and whatnot. And then there's one more connection that I definitely want to make, and that is to connect up right into here with this neighborhood over on that side. But I'm going to use the dirt path instead. And I think the connection will be fine. Yes, it is. So I'll need to clear this out after. Oh, I guess I can try to turn problem tree anarchy off. Hopefully that'll work. And then we can get a nice clean connection like that into this neighborhood. And you'll notice that there's no connection directly from this town into Dunn, because I'm going to do that in a future episode. And I think I'm going to tie it in with something maybe to do with a theme park. So we'll look at that in the future, and we're going to leave this space open as well for that adventure. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, folks. Taking a look at this area now, looks pretty good. There's still some residential areas with parking, and that's not good. And we definitely need to increase the services into here. So I guess just before we can end it off, we can add in some death care, for example. So we can get a crematorium. This area doesn't exactly provide for that, does it? So maybe that's something that we can add into the area in the future. Maybe this is an older building. I don't know. I'm not really comfortable placing that over here, though. So yeah, I think we'll just kind of leave it here then. And in the next episode, maybe we'll come back into here. I don't really have a plan for the next episode. I think it'd be cool to come back into here and start expanding it out of being a transit-oriented development and kind of into a bit of a different suburb. That would be cool, but I'm looking forward to building out over on this side soon. So we'll see what that is. Next video is going to be out on Wednesday next week. So have a wonderful day, folks. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.